Your life.
Alright. Well, I don't see it on here. Oh, there. Yep, you're perfect.
Of course, it's perfect.
You are the right direction.
Of course, I am, Monique.
So we're just gonna jibber jabber until we get a few more followers.
We're gonna jibber jabber. That's all we're gonna talk about. Oh, see, I'll peek in and out.
So
Right.
this is what I posted earlier. If you don't know,
Huh?
if you didn't see this. So, yeah, guys, if you're just joining, we're gonna wait until we get a few more people joining. So I know it's 5:31, but we're gonna
5:32.
5:32. We're gonna let a few more people join. And this is
Well, people can always rewatch it too.
well, yeah, but just hold tight. No patience.
Of course, I have no patience. I want my dinner. I'm hungry.
So color holidays, family fireworks, lack of consistency, people, dogs stressed out. What happens when dogs are stressed out? Bad behaviors can happen. We've received a call every day this week of dogs fighting in the home. To help you understand how your dog reacts under pressure.
Got it. So, what we're gonna talk about today is, for many centuries, many generations, we battle with dogs. No, just kidding.
Is that Balance Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why'd you interrupt me, man? I was flowing here.
All right. So the word that are you guys stressed out? Who's stressed out?
Not me. I haven't drank
Who's
already.
been stressed out? Just, the word out is if you're stressed out, chances are your dogs are stressed out, right?
Yeah.
Let's face it, there's been a lot of stress in the last, how long have we been going into this COVID thing? 9 months?
Alright, guys. So,
we
Monique is
starting?
elaborating. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and start. It's about stress. It's about your dog's stress. About how dogs change and things that we don't take into consideration when you own a dog, when you have a dog as part of your family, okay? You go through stress, whether, you're freaked out about COVID or you are just done with it. You want to go on with your life. Whatever happens, happens, okay? So, stress is stress and it's going to have an impact on your pets, on your dogs, on everything around you, your family, okay? Fireworks,
Can we start though? What prompted this was we're on.
Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay.
So, and where this is going, guys, we've had a call every day this week about dogs fighting, okay? So I'm going to start elaborating on this one specific dog and kind of go into some details. Not much because it's a friend of ours. It's a person that adopted one of our dogs, okay? This dog was one of the sweetest dogs you could think of. He was fearful, cowering, from the second he was rescued. Wouldn't even go into any new rooms, any new environments. Wouldn't even cross the street, okay? So obviously we did some training with him, built up some confidence. Dog's been doing great, once he got adopted. No issue whatsoever. I would say this dog was dog selective. Never had an issue with people. Okay. So, anyways, guys, a few days ago, this was what happened. Adopter says, "Hey, I'm gonna just call him Dog. Dog just snapped at somebody at Home Depot. Snapped at this lady when she's trying to say hi. Okay. Well, you know what I mean? You gotta think about the following, guys. How do you feel now, versus how you felt 10 years ago? If 10 years ago, let's just say that you were more outgoing, you were more social with people and everything else, and now you change to where you don't even want to deal with people. You just want to stay at home and hang out, watch TV, enjoy a glass of wine. Your dog changes too. You don't know at this point if your dog has had a good or a bad day. All this stuff that we've been going through has impacted your dog. Yeah. And also, think of it this way. A child that everybody says hi to and whatnot, you know what I mean? Oh my God, you're growing so much. When that child turns into a teenager, they have attitude because they're maturing. Now they want nothing to do with people. They're like, do you remember me? Child's like, teenager's like, no, I don't. So your dog changes as they age. They have more aches, they have more pains, they have more stress. They have other things to worry about, okay? Same dog, I get a call this morning that he just got into a fight with the other dog in the house. Okay, to me personally it wasn't really a fight, but he wouldn't shut down. So, I also know that there's some changes going on in this home.
Let's give examples just of general changes in home or lifestyles that can trigger poor behaviors or behaviors that you've never seen before in your dog. So give examples of things that can go on.
Things, a move, okay? You're moving houses. Another example, family staying over at your house during the holidays that, you don't live alone or with your significant other. Now you have 10 people and kids running around your house. Say, for example, you're in a end of a relationship, whether it's toxic or not, there's still stress involved that because you want the other person to move out, to get out of there, okay? So life-changing events.
Medical issues too.
From medical, whether you got sick with COVID or, something more severe. I mean, guys, dogs are image most of the time. They absorb our feelings and our emotions, okay? Our feelings and our emotions. So, if you have a headache and your dog senses that you're not feeling well, all they're trying to do is make it better. So now you have this person or this dog that's trying to get close to you. Yeah, they're gonna get protected because they're trying to make it better. They're bothering you. So that's why a lot of these issues, a lot of these things start, okay? Whether
Hi, Randy.
There is a dog fight, whether your dog gets snapped at the neighbor, things like that, guys. Dogs like to be left alone at times just as much as you do, okay? All this stuff that we're going through has a huge impact on every living thing on this planet right now. I don't care who you are, where you live, it's having an impact on it, good or bad, okay? And your dogs, unfortunately, absorbing most of it, okay? They don't have an outlet like we do. Whether you have a glass of wine, whether you take medication, they don't have that. I guess you can say the freedom to do so.
Well, yeah, and another thing, like if you want to think about it this way, is they can only absorb so much.
Correct.
So if we think they can continue to take on all of this stuff that we don't realize that we're putting onto them, like dogs do have a breaking point. I'll just say whether they all of a sudden come down with allergies or behavioral or stomach issues or what have you, like they have their limits of being able to process our stress or their own environmental stress or change. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah, and guys, you have no idea how many times we get that good old, he's the best dog ever. Nothing like this has ever happened before. I don't know what happened. Okay, so if this has never happened before, why don't you take a step back and look at what has happened in the last week, the last 2 weeks, the last month, the changes, what you have done,
Hi, Kevin.
And always, guys, always, there is always that good old, what are you doing?
Bring them on camera.
Oh.
I don't know how to do that. No, we can just hardly see you.
That's good though.
You're really
okay.
low. Come on, I can't see you. You're in the
No,
dark.
just kidding. So that's good. So anyway, guys, I mean, just because it's an isolated incident doesn't mean that you have a bad dog. That doesn't mean that now your dog is aggressive. And again, if it was just over the holidays that your dog's never met a specific person, let's just say, and now your dog just snapped at the one person, okay? Think about the following. How many people have you met in your entire life? And out of those people, how many of those people you haven't liked before you have actually gotten to know them or properly introduce yourself, okay? There's always that person that you don't like for whatever reason. You know, you even see that on TV where people are like, I hate that guy, okay? Why? Maybe it's just a vibe you're getting. If your dog is getting the vibe from somebody, yeah, they have the right to say, I don't like you. You know, and that's the only way to express themselves, by growling, snapping. When a dog bites somebody, it's usually because they applied too much pressure because they didn't take the hint that they want to be bothered or something, you know. Yeah, there are those cases where there is aggression, where somebody walks in the house and the dog just runs over, then boom, you know, there it is. We're not talking about that. We're just talking overall stress and the things that your dogs absorb that are not able to process like we do. Okay, so yeah, this time of year, guys, I mean, I hate to say it, but dog fights are very common because of resources, because of food, because of toys, because of family, because huge gatherings, because of fireworks. Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into that too.
Yeah, so you know, all that is very common. So, you know, sometimes, guys, in a relationship, and I mean, with us, even here at the house, you know, overall, sometimes I come around the corner and here comes Monique, you know, trying to rip my head off. I'm like, I just walked in the room.
I don't do that.
But you know what I'm saying, though? We all deal with that, guys. We all deal with that, where many times we absorb this stress from somewhere else, and it's the wrong person or dog that pays the price.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, and very well said. And you know, in addition to everything that we're talking about too, let's face it. So many people have been home with their dogs for 9 months now. So that's huge. So it plays a factor in your dog's stress also. The shift in the schedule, and maybe now there's no schedule because you guys are just home together 24/7, which means most likely there's minimal routine. It's quite possible a lot of dogs have lost their routine and lost the structure of the pre-lifestyle. So there's been a lot of shifting, and dogs have been trying to adapt. We did a video when COVID hit, trying to let everybody know that it's not, you know, being home with your dog can potentially create some behavioral problems. And what the feedback we've been hearing is, you know, it's been great for some, but others have struggled. So in addition to the COVID thing and being at home, now like going into this video is the stress of the life. You know, we're dealing with a lot of stress. I mean, either way you cut the cake. So I thought it was interesting that I thought that we were on day 3 of getting a call that dogs are fighting in the home. So I was like, what the heck? So, you know.
And let me just add to that, guys, like, when it comes to this sort of thing, though, you know, a lot of people instantly like, what can I do? I mean, some of our training clients are like, do I bring my dog to class? Do I do this? Do I do that? I mean, so many different things. Let's face it, guys. In many cases, yes, class will help. Training, or getting back into training, being active with your dog will help. However, though, you know, lots of times you're trying to put a Band-Aid on, you know, a wound that needs stitches. Okay, so you know, always keep that in mind. And just because you came to one class doesn't mean that your dog's gonna reset. No, your dog, I mean, excuse my language, guys, but your dog has been dealing with this for fucking months of this bullshit.
I knew you were gonna drop an F-bomb.
You know? So, I mean, it wouldn't be me if I didn't. I mean, like, because it's realistically, like, you know, what's happening. You don't just, you know, blow up over things like that. I mean, like, your dog has absorbed a lot, you know, over time. And you need to definitely, like, keep that into consideration when you're working with your dog. It is a process, and you have to be able to completely move on just the same way that your dog will. Meaning, if you're gonna try to work through this, yes, you're gonna have to trust your dog once again to reintroduce them to that dog, to reintroduce them to that person again, and be able to work through it. Because if you're unsure, well, I'm unsure of that person, so yes, things are gonna go south again. So confidence is gonna take work, but keep in mind we're going through some hard times, okay? And I don't care what anybody says. I mean, you guys know all these people out there like, oh my God, I'm so glad that 2020 is almost over. Guys, we don't just wake up 2021 and it's like all gone and it's wiped out and we're cool again. No. I mean, it is a new year, it is a marker in our life, but the work is still ongoing. We're still dealing with the same thing that we've been dealing with. For some of us, sometimes it marks a new journey, a new job, new diet, weight loss, whatever your goal might be for that specific year. But the problems that you're having with your dog, the problems that you're having with your health, the problems going on in the world, those are not gonna go away. So keep that in mind. Nothing like that is going to be better 2021. So it's gonna require lots of work with your dog, okay? And understand your dog didn't just get in a fight. There was a trigger. There's always a trigger.
Well, right? Yeah, and I think you should go ahead and explain too before we start talking about the fireworks thing with tomorrow night with New Year's Eve. So I like your soda can analogy because we're talking about how much can dogs handle, how much pressure, how much stress can dogs handle, and then what can happen if they have a buildup because they don't have an outlet. So you got to think, we as humans can only handle so much, and then we explode, right? I mean, I do. You?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same way.
So your soda can, go ahead and
So
explain.
it's the same thing, guys.
Or even your pyramid thing.
So, there's multiple ways to look at it, okay? As a matter of fact, is you don't just wake up one morning and you want to, decapitate half of the world, okay? Neither does your dog. It takes a little bit for them to get to that point. So there's multiple ways to look at this. So think of it, number one, as layers, like a nice little pyramid, okay? Boom, of layers. So where it's made out of building blocks, there's layers of it, okay? This pyramid is made of layers, okay? So you have a dog that's fearful, that is basically afraid of its own shadow, okay? Boom, you just filled out that first layer. Now you have a dog that is reactive on leash, and you had the worst walk of your entire life. So boom, now you're up here on this layer, okay? Now you fed your dog some crazy Thanksgiving or holiday Christmas dinner, and your dog has an upset stomach. Boom, now you're up on this layer, okay? So, and to top it off, now the next day after this dinner, you're having some more friends come over when your dog's not feeling well. Boom! Now your dog's at the top of the pyramid right there. Now it's at its max. It's overflowing, okay? And so what happens when there is your friend or whoever trying to take a selfie with your dog up in your dog's face when it doesn't feel good? Boom, the dog just snapped. Did we look at all these pieces right down here that told us that your dog's not feeling well, that your dog is fearful, that you should not feed your dog all this human food? No, we just look at everything was fine. My dog has met my friend so many times. They were best friends. But you forget to look at all those things, okay? So, and lots of times, guys, so that's option number one, example number one. Number two, when you're dealing with a lot of stress, when you're dealing with family, when you're dealing with everything in life in general, okay? So, how many times have you sat there, guys, and taken, in this case, a spray bottle, a soda can, and shaked it? How many of you guys will take a soda can, shake it, and boom, pop it open? Okay? Nobody really. But at some point, even in your childhood, you sat there and you flicked it, and you flicked it, and you flicked it. Let's just say one time you shook and you flicked it too hard, and it came undone, it opened up, and it's just a nasty mess. Okay? So sometimes when your dog is under a lot of pressure, that you have a really good dog, and they take it and they take it and they take it and they take it, guys, all day long, okay? It's the pressure building up of that soda can. And all it takes is for somebody to do the wrong move and flick that soda can, and it's going to explode. And whatever is there, dog, person, animal, cat, is gonna pay the price. So, so in things like this, guys, always keep in mind that there's a trigger. There's more to just your dog snapping, especially when you have dogs that are really good for saying, I mean, like that, man, you have the best dog ever. I really don't know what happened. You know what I mean? But now my dog is aggressive. No, that's not the case, guys.
Yeah. So I mean, basically the gist is we're just saying be aware of, how much can your dog handle, and how much,
Yep.
So just be. I wouldn't do that.
No.
I wouldn't do that. So yeah, I mean, just be sensitive to your dog's feelings. I mean, just take a look at how much environmental stress is being put on your dog in general, and then also if your dog happens to do something out of the ordinary, such as bite someone or bite another dog, or whether they're destructive in the house, or they're doing something out of the normal, or they've all of a sudden have some sort of random mild out of the blue medical thing. I mean, just ask yourself what's changed in your lifestyle, in your relationship. Have you gone through surgery? What's different in your life, and in your dog's life, and in your relationship with your dog, and in your routine with your dog? What changed? You just have to ask yourself that.
Well, it's all about changes. I mean, it's even the simple things in life, guys. I mean, the simple things like every day. If you haven't experienced yourself, you have somebody in your family that has. Use this example. You know what I mean? And, with this one, I'll go ahead and wrap up my little rant over here. Let's just say you're sitting at home trying to enjoy a movie, on a nice Saturday, Sunday, just your day off, and you just want to relax. And your neighbor's having a damn party. And here's the music, and there's the kids, and there's everybody having a good old time, and the music is just thumping left and right, and it's loud. Or they got fireworks and everything else as you're trying to relax. How do you feel? Okay? Now you get somebody that comes over, family member, friend, whatever, to visit you, and you're grouchy. It has nothing to do with them. But your neighbor just pissed you off the whole day. Some of you are going to have, enough to say, like, you know what, I'm not feeling well, come back another day. Some of you are going to be short and rude to that friend that just came over. Okay? So us, that we have the ability to process things and understand what put us in that bad mood, we react that way. Now, what do you think your dog is going to do under the same scenario, in its own house, or when there's fireworks going off left and right?
Yeah.
That simple, guys. It's that simple.
For sure. So let's go into, well said. So we're going to go into, obviously tomorrow is New Year's Eve, I guess, right?
Yep.
So, I know since Christmas I've been hearing, we don't have too many in our area, but fireworks. So fireworks can be extremely scary and extremely stressful on many dogs. I know dogs that will hurt themselves. It doesn't matter where they are, what's going on, and it's very, very, very real and very scary for a lot of dogs. So I guess the main thing I want to say is, I'm a very nurturing person, and years ago I didn't know this at all, well before I got into training. And if I were to be around a nervous, anxious dog that's stressed out by a thunderstorm or fireworks, the first thing I wanted to do was touch my dog, or pet my dog, or hold my dog, or put my dog on my lap and pet them. So something to keep in mind during fireworks, if your dog is freaking out, and you're grabbing them and you're holding them and you're touching them and you're comforting them. Well, you think you're comforting them, you're actually just reinforcing that anxious, nervous state of mind. So I know it's really hard not to do, because no one likes to see their dog in that state of mind. I know dogs feel panting, trying to get out of doors, trying to climb fences. It is definitely also going to be an issue with dogs jumping fences, getting out of yards. New Year's Day is I don't know which holiday is the worst between 4th of July or New Year's Day with dogs being lost. Is whatever the numbers are. It's a really bad day for dogs on New Year's Day after New Year's Eve because they're jumping fences, they're outside, people leave them in their yards, they're digging out from underneath fences, they're bolting out windows, jumping off balconies because the fireworks are terrifying. So you want to give some suggestions on, because people are going to be like, well, what can I do to help my dog?
Well, guys, keep in mind that it's one of their worst phobias. And if you have any type of phobia that it's severe, and I will give an example, bring me a dog, bring me a snake, bring me a lion, bring me whatever you want, I'm perfectly cool with it, okay? It might be intense, but I'm cool with it. Now, this is kind of funny, but not funny, so I hate scorpions, with a passion, okay? You show me a scorpion, and I will run for my life, okay? I want nothing to do with that little scorpion. Okay, so, and it's a phobia, it's a thing that I cannot control. Something just gets inside of me and I want out. It doesn't matter what it takes. Yeah, that thing. That's stupid. I hate that stupid plastic thing. Thank you, Macy. Get it away. Monique. So, anyhow, guys, I think it's funny. So, anyhow, when you're dealing with your dogs and their phobias of fireworks and things like that, the best thing you can do, guys, is your dog best. Your home, your environment is to keep them safe, okay? So if a nice, secure, I can see you, Mace.
Is she there?
Yeah. If you have a nice, secure crate, do that. Crate your dog. For lots of dogs, depending on how severe it is, one of those thunder jackets work perfectly fine.
Also,
other people use T-shirts.
You can cover the kennels. If your dog is a kennel trained dog.
With our kennel dogs here, we've been pretty successful. Where if it's just popping, there's been a couple of times where it's been pretty loud. We have a radio stereo to keep some background music for the dogs, throughout the day. At times I'll turn it up a little bit, trying to drown out, some of the sound. If I do have a dog that's fearful, the fireworks or thunder, so that definitely helps. But I cannot necessarily tell you guys. No dog is the same when it comes to this phobia, so I cannot really tell you guys to do something specific.
Well,
the best thing you can do is keep your dog safe.
Keep your dog
One
safe.
of the worst things you can do is put your dog in the backyard.
Well, don't leave your dog in the backyard. But I think also sometimes maybe try a little redirection. Just redirecting their mind.
Yeah, that works if your dog, knows some obedience, things like that. Try playing with them, some recall games, some sits, some downs. At this point, introduce some food, introduce a toy. Get their mind off it.
It's definitely not an easy thing to work through. We're not saying that at all, but we're just saying it's just watch the reinforcement of the anxious state of mind by petting, because that can actually make things worse. So next year when fireworks happen, it's just gonna, potential to make things worse.
You guys know your dog better than anybody else. I just bring this up. I had a client once tell me that their dog was severely scared of fireworks and thunder, like lightning and stuff, and she tells me, what I did? I was like, no idea. She's like, and it works every time. She said that the dog loved peanut butter cookies, so whenever there was the option and she was home, every time there was either fireworks or thunder and whatnot, she would start baking peanut butter cookies.
I've never heard of this one.
Oh yeah. This happened when I was still in Tucson, and the dog completely would lose track of what I was going on outside and just follow around the kitchen and camp out by the oven waiting for his cookies to come out. So, and she's like, is that wrong? No, it works for your dog, and if you're willing to do that, then do that. So no dog is the same, guys.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, no dog is the same. So just keep that in mind, guys. It's a new year coming up. Don't just necessarily blame your dogs. Keep in mind that there's always stress. There's a reason. There's a trigger behind it. Um, Stay safe out there for the new year. If you guys are gonna go out party or just stay home.
Yeah, if your dog has never acted out before, they've never bit another dog, they've never attacked another dog, they've never bit a person, they've never chewed on furniture, and then just out of the blue, something's going on with them, something, a behavior you've never seen. Just ask yourself what's changed, or how much pressure have I been putting on my dog, and those are just all the lists of things that are hard for your dogs to absorb. So work, change, life, relationship, stress, yelling, if we have medical issues, that's can trigger something in our dog. So there's a whole list of things. So that's just kind of the message we wanted to put out. Hopefully that helps you all and helps your dogs. Most importantly, we want to help you and help your dogs. And then we're just hoping also everybody keep your dogs safe tomorrow. Just stay home. I mean, hopefully everybody's staying home anyway because of all this crap that's going on in the world, but stay home with your dog, be safe,
be safe, take care of your dogs, and for you guys that have New Year resolutions, I hope that you do well. If you have a diet or workout, weight loss, whatever, stick to it. Don't quit after day 2 like I do. You know what I mean? So, just kidding, guys. I don't do that. But, anyways, just keep that in mind, guys. There's always something causing these problems with your dogs. It might not be necessarily something that you think you're doing wrong. It's just something more likely that you're missing that's happening that's causing these problems. Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, guys, it's dinner time for us. So, you guys stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of your pets.
For sure.
And have a happy New Year.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for your support. We appreciate our clients and our friends and our supporters.
Yep.
We love everybody. So peace.
Have a good night, guys.
All right. Good night.
Adios.
Bye.
So do we share it?
I'm not sure. I don't know.